If you're a homeowner with a swimming pool, you know that the most tedious task and the one that every pool owner hates is to clean your swimming pool. This video is for you. I'm going to review a brand new robotic pool cleaner, brand new to the market. So my husband and I are really going to put this robot pool cleaner to the test in our own swimming pool. The Airrobo Company reached out to me and said, we would love for you to review our robot pool cleaner. So they gifted me the Airrobo PC100 robotic pool cleaner in exchange for my very honest, unbiased review of their product. We ran this robot in our pool every day for over a week. I wanted to see with my own eyes its behavior, and I wanted to know that it was going to properly clean my pool so that I could relay that to you in this review. Because I've now had the robot for a couple weeks, I trust it, I know that it's going to do its job, I drop it in and I walk away. And when I come back outside, my pool is sparkling clean. So on the day the PC100 arrived, my husband was so excited to get it out of the box. We wanted to see what this looked like, how heavy was it, and we were really impressed with the sleekness of the robot. It is white, and the rubber brushes and rotators on the bottom of the robot are also white. They seem to be very sticky, very rubbery, which I guess is needed to adhere to and climb up the sides of the pool. The reason that's important is because we have a white fiberglass in-ground pool, and if we were to have a robot that had black brushes, which we've had in the past, those black brushes could leave kind of skid marks on the white surface of our pool. So we were excited to see that the Airrobo was completely white. It has a very sleek, nice, sturdy blue handle on the top, and on the back side there is a very large display of lights. So we had to charge the robot, plugged it in, charged it overnight just to make sure it was ready to go because we wanted to use it in our pool the next morning. And here's what you're not going to believe. The Airrobo is newly released and it's available on Amazon. Robotic pool vacuums can be very expensive. This robot is on sale on Amazon for $599. That is an unbelievable price. Now I have a coupon code for you. That code will be listed in the description box below. It's also listed on the screen here. It is only valid through July the 5th. So when you're ready to put the robot in your pool, you need to come over to the pool side with it and set it down on a flat surface. There's a toggle switch that says off, F for floor, or S for standard, and we're going to test it in both modes. Put that toggle switch on whatever mode you want to do and stand back and wait and watch the light display. And I want to see that yellow light. There's blue, there's white, there's green, and these flashing yellow lights let me know the robot is initialized and ready to go in the pool. So pick it up by the handle, submerge it in the water, and hold it until all of the air has escaped the robot, and then you can just simply let it go. It's going to float down to the bottom of your pool, land on its feet or land right side up. It's going to think for just a second, or actually it's going to think for a couple minutes, and then it's going to take off. I gotta say, from the minute this robot decided to take off, and we tried it on standard mode first because we wanted to see it go up the wall, we were impressed. This robot just marched right on and went straight up our pool wall all the way in the deep end and hovered at the water line. It was amazing, and it stayed on the water line for, I don't know, 20 seconds or so with its motorized brushes, and there are two brushes on the robot, each brush going in a different direction, so it just hovered there and scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed, and it was fantastic. The robot has an independent water pump motor that is 188 watts, which is the largest power in its class. It suctions through the bottom through a suction port at 55 gallons per minute and captures leaves, debris, algae, and fine sand using a professional fine filter. The two scrubbing brushes really cleansed and polished the walls and the floors of our pool, providing some pretty impressive results. I want you all to know that I wanted to see for myself under the water how the robot was operating. So I took a GoPro and I spent the day in the pool with the robot. So what we learned after watching the robot for about 2 hours, when you have it on standard mode, the robot is going to go up and down your walls in a zigzag pattern. So it goes up and comes down. It goes up and it comes down, and it just kind of does this all around your pool. But every time the robot comes down, we have like it's not a sharp edge to our pool, it's kind of a sloped edge like I guess most pools would be. When the robot does come down, it does have to stop and think before it decides to go up. And the manual that's provided with the robot says that the PC100 measures the water level by changes in speed, time, and suction power, and it can intelligently climb up the walls of your pool to the water line and suction the debris with its pump to achieve better cleaning results. I truly believe that. This robot did a fantastic job of cleaning our walls. I was so impressed with the fact that it stayed on the water line and just hovered there with those brushes circulating. I bet you the sides of our pool have not been this clean in quite a few years. And then once the robot was finished cleaning the sides of our pool, it did move on to the floor. Now we have steps in our pool, and our steps are not deep enough for the robot to be able to come up and land on the stairs, but the robot did climb the stairs. Unfortunately, our steps are just not that big. So in total, on the standard mode, the robot kept going for almost 3 hours. So the more green lights you have, that is representing the battery life. So as the robot goes for an hour or 2 hours, those green lights lessen, and so you can clearly see, because they show through the water, how many green lights are left, so you know how much time is left on your robot. When the power left is less than 20 volts, the robot automatically knows, hey, I'm running out of power, and it will dock itself at the side of the pool and stop running, which is exactly what it did. Included in the kit with the robot, you get a little hook scooper thing that you can put on the end of one of your pole cleaning devices for your pool to be able to easily scoop out the robot and plug him back in. AirRobo is aiming to bring cutting-edge technology to more and more households around the globe, making smart home a new way of life. So next, we're going to test the floor mode on the PC100. The robot is only going to clean the floor of our pool and not go up the sides or clean the water line. Is the PC100 going to pick up all of the leaves and the debris and the fine particles and the bugs and the sand and everything that gets blown into our pool on a daily basis? It cleans in a very large zigzag pattern, back and forth and back and forth. There are a couple times that it actually did run into the weird corners that we have in our pool. It didn't know whether to stop or go back, and a couple times it actually did get itself flipped upside down, and I was standing here watching it thinking, I'm gonna have to get the little scooper thingy and turn it over. No, it corrected itself. You can clearly see the debris and the leaves that are laying on the bottom of my pool. The robot came right at it, full speed. Like, it really has a lot of giddy up, this robot does, and it picked up everything that it went over. And if the power from the robot seemed to like stir up a leaf or something got spit out to the side, once the robot passed it, the pulling of the motor would suck the leaf in behind it and pull it up. At the end of the cleaning cycle, regardless of the standard mode or the floor mode, our pool was entirely clean. There was not a leaf or a stick or a bug left. It did a really great job of climbing the slope in our pool. You can see in this footage, the slope did not slow down the robot at all. It really had a lot of gumption and a lot of power behind it and went right up that slope. It was completely unfazed. So I want to show you now the images of our pool before we use the robot and then after we use the robot. It really did a fantastic job. I feel like the sides were clean, the floor was clean. I feel like the robot covered every section of our pool other than the steps, which it just simply is not able to get up because of the way that our steps are designed. I didn't see any marks at our pool, no scratches on our pool. There was no section of our pool where there was debris that was left uncleaned. So I gotta say, honestly, this Airrobo PC100 did a great job. The power never waned. The robot never acted tired. It did its job in full force. It really did. And on both modes, floor and standard, the robot seems to have a runtime of about 3 hours. And in that 3 hours, our pool looks clean. It is sparkling. It's beautiful. So you can check out the Airrobo PC100 on Amazon and on their direct website. All that information and those links will be in the description box below this video, as well as the discount code. If you've done any shopping for robot pool vacuums, this is a great price. So the only negative, it does have to stop and think quite often. I wanted it to just go smoothly. Because there's a front and a back, it will go up the wall, it has to come down, think, turn around, and then it goes up the other wall. So there is some thinking time. I'm in a unique situation because I'm here to study the robot, but what most people are going to do is drop the robot in the pool and they're going to go about their business, and they're going to come back outside later and their pool is going to be clean. Because I've now had the robot for a couple weeks, I trust it, I know that it's going to do its job, I drop it in and I walk away, and when I come back outside, my pool is sparkling clean. So overall, I have nothing but positive words and rave reviews for the Airrobo PC100. Take advantage of the discount code. Get yourself a robotic pool vacuum. Stop cleaning your pool by hand. Oh my goodness, in this day and age, that is absolutely no longer necessary, and you will thank me, I promise. Have a great day. See you later.